Hello everyone, I'm Zelda. Today let's talk about psychic abilities. Do you believe in psychic abilities? Well, I believed in them since I was a child. Why? That bring me back to my childhood. Probably around first or second grade. I guess most of you were watching cartoons at the time, while some fortunate ones might have been traveling around learning traditional Chinese culture. But for me, as a similarly acquired and quiet child, my lovely mother felt the need to prevent me from becoming too introverted. Thus, I didn't have much academic pressure as a child. She encouraged me to play with other kids and often took me to watch various mystical dramas. One time, we went to rent DVDs, and after much desperation by mom, I ended up with a series that sparked my imagination as a child called KO1. This series of TV dramas became the foundation of my whole quirky youth. Parents, let me tell you, don't think that exposing child to this kind of dramas will corrupt them. A child's nature is essentially predetermined if they are naturally innocent. No amount of exposure to such dramas will change that. Maybe during a certain period of adolescence, like myself, from sixth grade to junior high. Recording that acquired phase make me laugh during puberty. Indeed, external influences can make you think about gains, bosses, and the allure of certain characters. However, looking back now, I realize I haven't encountered any particular bad people, and even if I did, I managed to cleanse them away. Perhaps it's because I become enlightened too late, while others already understood what learning entails, what love is, what money means, and the disparities in ways. Right and wrong, I was still in a daze, completely oblivious. To illustrate the extent of each, let me give you an example. I remember when I was in junior high taking a chemistry class. One time the teacher assigned homework and handed out this paper shovel. Similar to this, she said we didn't not to use our notebooks, just write the homework on this paper and turn it in. So when I go home, I found an identical paper shell and completely my chemistry homework on it. My mom looked at me with confusion and asked, "Are you sure the teacher said to use this kind of paper?" Some doesn't seem right. What would use this thing to do homework? I insisted it was the right paper. As a result, when I turned in the homework, while I had answered the questions correctly, everyone else handed in a piece of paper of the same size, and I had in a paper shell. Then my chemistry teacher said, "Is your family so poor that you have to use paper shells to do homework?" During that period, whenever I got home, I would cry quietly to myself. At the time, I didn't understand why I was crying just because the teacher said my family was poor. I just felt really upset. It wasn't until later in high school and college that I understood the reason behind my teeth was because my teacher was belittling me, taking the reflex arc to an extreme. Of course, speaking of the teacher, at the time, perhaps due to work, relationships, or various other reasons, she was in a bad mood when she made that comment. I can't blame her, and she probably didn't realize she had such a clueless student who didn't understand her intention. What I mainly want to convey here is that level of cluelessness. And now I suddenly realize that my inability to perceive is my most powerful, unique ability. Because I couldn't understand, that was kind of inexplicable divine protection that prevented me from suffering too much psychological trauma at the time. By the time I reacted, the incident had long passed, and I remained innocently oblivious. I have many similar silly incidents, such as one that I regret the most, which happened when I was in junior high. I had a crush on someone, and on Valentine's Day, I bought her chocolate and delivered it to her house. She hugged me, and I was over the moon. I'll never forget that feeling of being hurt. But then a friend called me, saying she also wanted chocolate. Without really understanding why, I chose the person I liked that I had to go give chocolate to someone else because she said she wanted some too. Oh my god. Can you imagine how explosive his feelings were upon hearing that? It was the friend who called, whom I didn't like romantically at all, just a regular friend. But I wasn't being malicious, I just didn't understand. It wasn't until later, in high school and college, that I realized. I was just clueless. How could I do something like that? What was I think? I just didn't get it. But later, I reflected that if I had been with the person I really liked at the time, I might have lost my slow reaction time and my desire to constantly improve to catch up with her. I wouldn't have developed the concept of clearly distinguishing between friendship and romantic love. So if you have friends who know they react slower than others, it's truly a divine gift, a unique ability that allows you to understand things more clearly during that long, relaxed arc period. Although I clearly feel that I have become much quicker in my reactions now, and I've learned to showcase different character strengths in various work settings. I've also started experiencing pains that I wouldn't have felt as quickly before. So don't force yourself to grow rapidly. Let it happen naturally. Alright, I've gone off tangent. Let's get back to talking about special abilities. Setting aside these mental special abilities, which special ability do you most desire? The ability to fly. I think everyone must want that. The desire to fly as being a human obsession since ancient times. I once firmly believed at some point that I could fly, until I discovered my fear of heights and gave up on that possibility. Let's discuss a few more examples. There's a man from Germany named Herbert Bestmann, who claimed to have special ability. He can diagnose disease by touching and sensing the body's energy field. If this special ability exists, it would be truly remarkable, as it could help so many patients receive timely treatment. If anyone wants to cultivate a special ability, I highly recommend this one. Then there's Danny Trimmed from the UK, known for his superhuman mathematics abilities. It's said that he can perform complex mathematical calculations without any tools. Another person is Terry Hughes from the USA and artist with a special ability. He can create paintings by sensing the energy field of objects, producing various miraculous works. This somewhat reminds me of a virtual world, perhaps in the future, where specific submit articles discussing evidence of the existence of the really virtual world. There are many more people with similarly special abilities. But to avoid falling into nihilism, let's not dwell on them. If you are interested in researching, suggest focusing on directions that contribute to your personal development, such as Nikola Tesla. I firmly believe he must have had a special ability. Without his contributions in wireless communications technology, electromagnetism, and electrical engineering, we might not even be able to meet here today. As for the abilities depicted in works like KO1, KO Sanguo, and the X family, let's cultivate them as benedictes. If one day we succeed, we can use these abilities to soar together and usher in a new era for humanity. Finally, let's talk about how to activate our own special energy field. Here, we need to mention two chakra. Chakra, as also known as chakra in ancient Indian culture, are important concepts. They are considered in managing consent of the body, aligned along the spine from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Each chakra is associated with different body parts and physiological functions, believed to control physical, emotional, and mental health. In the human body, there are 7 main chakras: the root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra, heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye chakra, and crown chakra. Each chakra represents different energies and meanings. For example, the root chakra represents survival and security, while the heart chakra represents love and compassion. Maintaining balance in the chakras is crucial for both physical and mental health. There are 5 ways to balance and cleanse our chakras. Firstly, we can meditate to focus on the location and function of each chakra. During meditations, visualization and breathing techniques can be used to enhance awareness and activation of the chakras. Secondly, practicing various yoga poses can help. Thirdly, energy therapy can be sought from professionals, including techniques such as hands-on healing, sound therapy, and aromatherapy. For sensitive individuals like me, sound therapy, especially using singing bowls, is very effective. I don't know why, but whenever I heard that sound, I feel purified both physically and mentally. One time, I distinctly felt something like chakras climbing up from my tailbone, gradually opening like switches until reaching the position of the third eye. I felt warmth in my body, experiencing my chakras. As for what to do with them, you'll know when you feel it. Actually, you don't need to do anything. Just remember to share your experiences if you feel them. Alright, that concludes our topic for today. If you have more thoughts or questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Goodbye.